All right, the other thing I want to talk to you about is the new website that we got on this. We just started in June 1st as a site called DementiaMentors.com, okay? And the concept about this is that when somebody gets diagnosed with dementia or Alzheimer's, whatever it is, the standard of what happens today is the doctor's like, okay, you probably got Alzheimer's disease. Here's your Exelon patch. I'll see you in 6 months. And they send these people out of the door. No information, no nothing. What do you think's happening to these people? I've talked to multiple people living with the disease. They all tell me the same thing. Most thing I hear is like, well, I cried for 6 weeks. Depression's right then and there. This is what we want to do. We want to put them on the right track right from the beginning on the deal. They go home, they Google. What do they see? All they see is the end stage of the disease and all the bad symptoms. They're not seeing the good part of life there is. You can live with dementia very well for a long time if you do things right. We've learned stuff now that we didn't know before on it. I got to tell you something. In 17 years, the last 8 months, I've worked with people living with dementia from all over the world on this site. I learned more in 8 months than I learned in 17 years from these people. Totally turned my whole thought around, pattern dealing it. Some of these people are living very well with dementia. There's one thing that they have in common. They're staying social. Some of these guys are advocates. They're out speaking on the disease and everything. The more they're doing it, I got a friend from England. He goes, when I get up in the morning, he goes, I don't put my slippers on. I put on my boots. Right? What he means by that, he goes, he ain't giving up. He's going and dealing with it. This is the attitude we got to get. So with Dementia Mentors, privately, all you need is a webcam on your computer. You fill out a request. We're going to set you up with a person. If you got Lewy body dementia, we are going to set you up with a mentor that has Lewy body dementia. You're going to be able to talk to somebody that has that disease one-on-one. Ask anything you want. You're not going to get that at the doctors. You're not going to get this anywhere. We're the first people to do this. And I'm going through this on it. Dave helped me out yesterday. I notified Dave we had a woman. She was breaking down. She was a mess. Dave had about an hour and a half session with her privately. That woman called me and thanked me and thanked me and thanked me after that. She got to talk to somebody. I mean, we're matching the symptoms. That's the most important. If you've got front temporal lobe dementia, we're setting you up with FTD. We had a woman that has FTD PPA, primary progressive aphasia, where she can barely speak. She's mentoring people with FTD PPA. I mean, and people that have a hard time to speak, they're embarrassed to talk to somebody. She can talk to somebody where they're both having a hard time talking, but it's okay to them. This is huge, what we're doing on this. We're doing what we call virtual memory cafes. There's people over here have a memory cafe? The idea of a memory cafe, this is only for people with dementia. It's a gathering time. This is a social time. But we took it a step further. We're doing it right out of their living rooms. All they need is a webcam. Right? We're doing 3 a week. Yesterday was the first day. We just started one that was UK-based in England, doing it. It was 9 o'clock in the morning in England, 10 o'clock in Germany, 10 o'clock South Africa, 3 o'clock in Indonesia, 6 o'clock in Australia. We had people from all over the world, only with dementia, sitting there talking. We were going to put a time period on these things. We were going to last about an hour. We found out we can't. Nobody wants to say goodbye. Sometimes they last 3 hours, these sessions. We got one on Wednesday at 11 o'clock Eastern time. It's 4 o'clock in England at that time. We got another one on Friday. It starts at 1 o'clock Eastern time. It's 6 o'clock in England. So we're working out. We had to do different because we got different time zones. I've learned a lot about time zones lately, let me tell you, man. Some of these countries are not even on the hour. Some parts of Indonesia, it's 11 hours and 15 minutes. I mean, it's different stuff on it. But we're getting these people. Some of these people in the country, we had a guy yesterday from Indonesia. He goes, there is nothing for me in this part of the world. You can't believe how good this was for him. He goes, I can't wait till next Monday. So if you got your loved one and you'll sit there, all you got to do is set up the computer for them. If they can't do it themselves, click them on a webcam and let them sit there. If they want to just sit back and listen, that's fine. But I guarantee you, they're going to get into the conversation once it gets going, dealing it. And they're talking about symptoms. They want to talk about a movie, that's fine. It doesn't matter. And there's no judgment. Very good for these people on dealing it. So there's a page of videos on this site. I want you to go on DementiaMentors.com and go to the video page. We already loaded 6, these are like 3-minute videos, around 3 minutes long or shorter or longer, but they average around 3 minutes. They're all done by people living with dementia from all over the world. right? They're talking about all their different symptoms that you can learn more from that one page. The first week we launched the site, we had 5,722 views on the videos. I was like, holy smokes. I was a little shocked in that one deal. We did almost 11,000 views on the video the first month. Every week I put 5 new videos up. We keep rotating, we put new videos on the deal. Like I said, it's about all different stuff about dementia, hearing it from the person who's living it. You're not going to get an education like this anywhere else. So Dave's been in some of the video, the miniature cafes. Pretty good, isn't it?
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah. When they get done. And another thing about the mentoring, I want to make clear, this is a two-way street. The person that's doing the mentor is getting helped as much as the mentee. When they're done doing that session, the person that's the mentor that has the disease too, their feet aren't even touching the ground. They feel so good and useful. We just gave purpose to all these people. And they're like, I just helped somebody and I still have dementia. It's a two-way street on this. It's helping out the mentors and the mentees on it. You got to go to the site and check it out. The one flyer that I gave you has the address on it, the top on it, and everything on it. So I'm telling you, don't let your loved ones miss up on this opportunity. Set them up on the computer. We'll talk to them. We're here to help. The mentors are meant to help people that are newly diagnosed, but we're still helping people that are in the moderate, early stages too. It doesn't have to be on it. But our goal is to help the people right from the beginning as much as possible. Yeah.
Tiffany just mentioned that it helps the caregiver also. He gets a break and gets to do other things.
Yeah. My buddy Harry, the whole time during the cafe, his wife goes out. She doesn't have to worry about it. She's got 2 hours to go out and do her stuff while he's on the computer with that group on the deal in it. So I mean, she's absolutely right on that. So, and the person, I'm telling you, it is something that we should have done a long time ago. But now we get different technology. And what's good about the site that we're using, it's just a link. It's no password, no nothing. All you got to do, we're going to email you a link on it. You click on that link and bang, you're in the group. You're in their video, mic, talking live, one-on-one. Or with the cafes, or with 10 of them or 12 of them at a time. As many as it is on it. So we're trying to keep the groups under a dozen. You know, it gets a little more complicated, more people in there. So eventually, my buddy Harry, who's helped me build this thing on it, he goes, one day we're going to have a virtual memory cafe that doesn't stop. What he means by that, he goes, anytime that somebody wants to talk to somebody with dementia, they'll be able to click on that thing, and there's always going to be people there. And he's right about that. We're going to get to that point. So it's cool stuff. So you guys got any questions?
Yes, question, please. There's actually been some studies that have been published within the last year that have shown that individuals who think that they're having a problem with their memory, think they may be developing dementia, okay, tend to be right. And in fact, the studies have shown that very often the individual, the patient, is the first person to recognize there is difficulty and that we need to get doctors to listen. I'm a physician and I had told getting doctors to listen. So I know what you're talking about, and there's a huge amount of education that needs to occur in order, for physicians and for neurologists and neuropsychologists.
We got a long way to
people that
go.
we're depending on. And so we have a long way to go. We need a lot of people handing their neurologists the the information,
their files, their records.
the information of the website Dementia Mentors, of what's available out there. I had nothing available to me when I was diagnosed with early onset Alzheimer's disease. My wife did a lot of online, looking, which helped us out a tremendous amount. But handing the doctors the flyers, that's what I'm looking for, about dementiamentors.com, about DAI, about groups on Facebook that are not only closed, but are in fact secret. There are secret groups which you cannot search for on Facebook, which I belong to. Gary doesn't because he doesn't have dementia, but that are hugely helpful because people feel completely comfortable, chatting and saying what's on their mind. It's not live. It's comments. It's wonderful. So we have to make these things available.
The dementia mentors thing, one part when I'm talking to the hospital about the wristband, I'm saying you need to have all your neurologists, everything, look at this program here. Because even if they don't even use it, they might at least start thinking and go, hey, maybe I'm not diagnosing them right. Maybe I'm not sending them out of the office the right way. Because they're not. They're sending these people out there with nothing. And I hate to say this, but the truth of the matter is they were just handed a terminal diagnosis. And they're sent home with no information. You get diagnosed with diabetes, they send you to nutrition. You get diagnosed with dementia, they don't send you anywhere. And that's what we got to try to fix a little bit on that. So, on it. Yes?
If you don't treat somebody right away that shows signs of dementia, does that make the disease more aggressive, or does it progress faster?
So it's only a one-way street on this. If one thing we got to tell people that think, oh, it's just something. First of all, dementia is not a normal part of aging. We have to just forget that. All right? If you have dementia, there is something in your body causing it. My mother's 95. She just turned 95 in March. She's sharp as a whip. A little too smart sometimes, I got to say. A little conniving on the deal in it. That's the way life's supposed to be. So if you got dementia, a lot of people don't want to go because they're afraid it's Alzheimer's. But the truth of the matter is, it could be a lack of vitamin B. It could be a thyroid problem. There could be other things that could be fixed right away. That's why it's important to go to the doctor and be honest on it. I don't know if that was answering what you wanted to on it, but I mean, you can't play around with it. I mean, it could be something simple. Vascular dementia is one of these dementias that's actually reversible a little bit if you can get it early enough. Once you let the damage happen, it's not reversible. So we need to get them. We've got to talk these people into going to the doctor. They got to be honest about it. That's why the more we talk about dementia, the more we break down the stigmas, the better things are going to be. We're heading in the right direction. We're just a little slow in getting there. So, yes.
Cafe thing?
When you go on to the Dementia Mentors, you're going to see the top banner. It's going to have all different pages. You'll see the Virtual Memory Cafe. Just click on that. And at the bottom, there's a sign-up form, a little thing on it. So we'll send you the link. We'll add you to the group on it. We're doing 3 a week right now, like I said, different times. You really want to get your loved one involved in this.
Would you repeat that question again?
She wanted to know, how do we get to the virtual memory cafes that we're talking about? If you go to Dementia Mentors, on the top of the banner of the website, you'll see there's a resource page, there's a video page. Click on the virtual memory cafe page, and it'll bring you onto the page. It'll explain to you, and there's a little sign-in sheet at the bottom, a little thing you got form you got to fill out on it. And we'll email you the links and everything. We'll get you set up. I'll take care of you if you sign up on it. So there's also a resource page on that site that is for people living with dementia. They're not a resource page for caregivers. These are for people with dementia on it. It's websites, blogs by people living with dementia. The one thing I learned about working on the wristband program for so long is that bottom line is now there's almost everything out there for the caregivers. There's nothing out there for the people living with this disease. And that's what we got to change now. That's a different aspect on everything on it. So
Gary, mild cognitive impairment is a good enough diagnosis to get on the website?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Gary.
Thank you for coming.